Hi and welcome to GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions. Just want to briefly go over my smartwatch choice. Now, my budget was less than £100, so that ruled out pretty much 95% of all smartwatches. And I actually come up with two smartwatches, and the first one was this little one here, which is the commonly known as the U80. It's just a Chinese smartwatch, but the interesting thing about this is it actually works fine. I can see a nice analog screen there, but the thing that makes this interesting for me is that this is a perfectly good touchscreen on this, and this cost me £7.91, so about $10 including postage, so about less than £8 for a watch, and they've managed to make a functioning touchscreen which actually works fine. Yes, the icons are a bit crappy and the operating system is not great. The functionality with this and my iPhone is very limited, in fact bordering on useless, but with an Android phone there is more functionality and it's more useful, and a lot of the stuff works. The battery life is really good. It lasts for a couple of days, no problem at all. Do I want to use this as my main smartwatch? Not really, no. Purely because it's not meant for iOS or Apple. But if you've got an Android phone and you want a cheap smartphone that you can mess about with, got a good touchscreen, it works, it tells the time, it gives you your notifications, your messages, you can even answer calls on it. It's you can play music through it, although why you'd want to, I'm not really sure why. Maybe more likely to play perhaps a podcast, so you just have it, it's loud enough so you can hear it, it's fine. But one of the best features for me is the alarm is a nice alarm to wake you up. I really like it. It's a soft alarm to wake you up in the morning. Works really well. And when I wear this at night, when I touch it on, it's heavily backlit. Now, it's not a particularly bright screen, but at night it's enough light to actually walk around the house in pitch black and not have to pick up my iPhone and unlock it and use that to see my way and fumble around in the dark. I can just literally touch the one button on the side and it's brilliant. The other thing I like about this is it's always just it's always off, this screen, and it sort of reminds me a bit of those old red LED watches where if you wanted to tell the time you actually press the button. But functionality wise, as I say, without going into it too much, there's a pedometer, there's a stopwatch, there's what else have you got? No, there's a calendar, it doesn't do anything. That you got the alarm calculator, that's quite useful. So there's some useful bits and bobs on there, and for the money you really can't go wrong. It's nice and comfortable on the wrist, it's lightweight, it charges nice and quick. Great little watch. So that's that. My actual watch that I'm sort of wearing and using during the day, I do still use this during the night, but the one I use for the day is the Pebble Steel. Now, obviously, if you've seen these, you know about the Pebble brand, and there's the Pebble Steel, the Pebble Time Steel, and the Pebble Round now, I think. So there's quite a lot of different versions. There's now couple of colour versions and different things. This is like the second one, which is basically the original operating system, but to me it's one of the nicest looking watches. Comes with a leather strap. The model is waterproof to 5 atoms, which really just makes it what I would call sort of swim proof. The glass front on it is Gorilla Glass, so it's not prone to scratching. It's a nice metal body. It's not a touchscreen, but because of the way that they use the button system, there's 4 buttons on here and they click really nicely on this. Because of the way you use the button system, it doesn't matter that it's not a touchscreen, it actually works really well. Now, it's fairly basic in what it does, and what I wanted was notifications of emails and messages, which I get, and you get them, they come up and you can just dismiss them. On some combinations you can reply, but I don't know why, but on my iPhone 6 I can't reply to messages. There's lots of apps for different things, timers, different watch faces, all sorts of different stuff. It syncs really nicely with my calendar, and just a press down or up and it takes you straight into the calendar system. And it's a bit chintzy the way it sort of goes through, and you get these little sort of animations. It's a bit chintzy, but it's a nice clear display. It's an e-paper display, so it's one of those where the brighter the light on it, the better it looks. And then when it gets dark, there is a backlight which you activate by shaking it or pressing a button. Works absolutely brilliantly. You've got, if I just go, back buttons are up, down, select and back. Nice and easy to remember. You can there's a couple of little games you can play. There's like a Tetris game on it you can just about play. Most of the games are unplayable because of the control system, but I didn't buy this to play games. You can control your music on your iPhone. You've got your notifications, alarms, watch faces, timer, stopwatch. I've got, like I have, the Premiership football, so I get all the scores for the football comes up. Interestingly, which I didn't know when I bought it, I've got an app on my phone called Swing by Swing Golf, which is a golf mapping app. So when you play golf, where you are on the course shows up on the iPhone, but it tells you how far away. It's essentially what you want to know is how far away are you from the front of the green, the pin and the back of the green and things like that. And this syncs with the iPhone in Swing by Swing Golf, because I already had the app. I just uploaded it straight onto the watch through the app, just activated it, and it works a treat. So that I can, if I don't want to have my iPhone out while I'm playing golf, I can just have my watch set up, just a quick glance, and really all I want to know is how far am I to the pin, and it gives me that information and tells me what hole I am, what par it is and things like that. Works really well, and that was a sort of a pleasant kind of surprise. I've got just a battery indicator thing on here. I've had this on for I've had it on since, when did I get this? Yesterday morning. So I've had it on for 20 hours since I fully charged it, and it's showing 70%, and it's been showing 70% since last night. So battery life, I reckon, is going to be around 3 or 4 days. Obviously usage at the start when I'm playing with it more is going to be a bit higher, so I suspect 4 days will be about the battery usage. You get a nice clip-on magnetic charger which is USB, and that's nice because I can use it with my computer, with any of your little blocks that you use for charging on iPhones and things. I've also got one of those little battery sticks. I've tried that, and it charges with that, so I can have it out remotely. Now that thing is something like, I don't know, 2,000 milliamps. This is a couple of hundred, so you probably get a holiday out of it just out of one of those little sticks, which is a great thing. I like the design. You can get loads of different watch faces. You can get aftermarket ones, but they're all done through the Pebble app. It's a really good app. It's really intuitive. It really just does exactly the things that I want it to do, and it looks like a real watch. I paid £70 for this second hand, and they range from between 60 and probably £100 second hand. The new ones are not really that much more expensive, but I just sort of set myself a budget. I had a bit of money in my PayPal account, and to me it was a no-brainer really. 70 quid, does everything I want, works perfectly, and it's brilliant. So anyway, that's my thoughts on these two little smartwatches, both budget ones. I wasn't going to spend, and interestingly, if I look at what the Apple Watch, which is obviously the one I should go for because I'm an iPhone user, if I look at what that gives me compared to this, if you take away all the chintzy crap about heartbeats and sending little emojis to people and all that crap, it doesn't do anything that this doesn't. The things that I want a smartwatch to do, this does for £60. And if I was buying a second-hand, the cheapest second-hand Apple Watch are currently about £250, and I paid 70 quid for this, and it does exactly what I want. Brilliant. And I really like the design. It's a bit sort of chunky. It's a bit, I haven't got big wrists. It's not a great big watch or anything, but it's a nice chunky smart design. You can get it in, this is the black one. You can get it in like a chrome version as well, and different straps and things. But yeah, I really like this. I might get myself a new strap at some point. I'm fancying putting a brown strap on. But anyway, this is GRVOTV, G's Reviews, Views and Opinions, just on my thoughts on the little smartwatch here. I'll see you soon. Bye.